Hello there. Hello there. So, anyway, who the fuck am I talking to, basically? So, I come in here live and fuck knows who it is that talks to me in this space. So, officially, somebody like me should be bedbound, right? So, let me just give chance. I know somebody will pass on, and I think it's probably chance to try and introduce somebody today if she pops on. And I'm going to have a conversation with her offline and decide how she wants to decide to be engaged into. You sorted your notifications. Hello there, Lizzie. How you doing? So anyway, as you know, good morning there, Marie. Are we on morning? Are we lapsing over? I tried to come in at a completely unscheduled time that had no 00, no 0, or no 5, right? And I tried to come in, so I've ended up coming in on 5. I was trying to do 4. So anyway, I am literally, as I speak to you, doing what I call defragging. Okay, so imagine you're a humanoid. Hey there, Katrina. Imagine you're a humanoid and you get to plug yourself in. I've got a charger plugged in as a humanoid that you could literally just sit here, and I'll use my ear for now because I can hold it there and look completely stupid as it's sat in my ear for a moment. But imagine this being sat in the nape of your neck, or this being sat, it would be the nape of your neck. So anyway, Elon Musk, as you know, has got the Neuralink tube coming, link coming in, and this is a there, guys. Come on, let me back. Hey, what a fucking rap I was doing there while it wasn't letting me have signal or notification. I was going, round devil, round. Anyway, this is my EDS cozy toes on my head. Let me just straighten out the back of my thing. So I've got a few layers on today, and let me just plug myself back into Neuralink, right? And so yeah, it's gonna freeze, guys. Look, my awareness and what people call paranoia is one of two separate things, right? I have trauma, so I am always in the residual of my trauma. So imagine me as a mother who's got 2 boys. Hang on, let me just grab something because I've actually got it on my photo wall. I found it the other day. I've actually got a plug here. I'm just pissing about to use a visual for you. So this is my life, obviously, here with Liam and Daniel, yeah? So this is me, Liam and Daniel when they're a lot older than Elijah and Shiloh now. And there's 3 years in between Liam and Daniel. So obviously, as you know, Liam is my second pregnancy, but my first live birth. So in this country, they're classed as live births. So this is Liam, who's now 25, and this is Daniel, who's 21. So imagine me being so also split it twice as well. I'd like to think I've just got signal fucking issues, but I'm on a phone, and phones are phones. So there should be no problem whatsoever with my signal, other than the fact that Elon Musk and the Pentagon and America and a few other people don't like me talking about what I talk about. So anyway, Lady of the MuCK here. Why am I Lady of the MuCK? I'm Lady of the MuCK because I'm a bloodline of what you know to be lords and ladies. So basically, we're still to work out. We haven't done it through DNA. If it was done through DNA, there would be absolute fucking Aristotelical fucking panic. And the reason that there would be panic is because there's a lot of people who are called royal bastards, yeah? Now, the challenge is, did maids fall in love with lords, or were maids raped, abused, and used by lords and their children Right. If the signal likes it sat here, then I'm going to bloody sit here then, seeing if it's a signal problem. However, is it an interruption? Is somebody interrupting my lives right now? Probably. Does it happen? Yes. Do we have things like MI5? Yes. Do you have things like MI5-6? Yes. Do we have special forces? Yes. Do we have intelligence corps? Yes. Do we have privy councils? Yes. Do we have lord statusships and lady statusships? Yes. Do we have peasants? Yes, I'm one of them apparently. You're all peasants. Do we have the common middle class, lower class, upper class? Yes, 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 yes. We have these hierarchies and structures. It goes on. Right. Get over it. It's happening around you, whether you accept it, whether you believe it, whether you know it. It's not against flesh and blood. It's against powers and principalities. Fact. Right. So anyway, I have stood in the pyramids in Egypt. Yeah, this is not a doodah photograph. I can probably even show you if there's some form of print on it. You can certainly see that there's somebody naturally sitting in the back. Now, as a single mother, do not wear a vest top over in Egypt. No, 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 no. How nice do I look there with my children? Do not like that in Egypt as a woman. Over in Egypt, you must keep your shoulders covered at all times. You cannot have any form of cleavage showing, and your hair must be covered. Fact. If you kiss your husband and have sex on the beach in Dubai, you will be arrested. Fact. If you, as a woman, are raped, in many other cultures and many other prisons in the world, you are not allowed back to your husband. The reason being is that they believe you have been contaminated by AIDS. I have EDS, it has me. But sometimes I feel like someone's got a fucking voodoo doll out there. And the reason that I say this, and if you don't know what a voodoo doll is, okay, let's take Father Christmas. Yeah, let's take Father Christmas, okay? Hey there, Georgie. So let's take Father Christmas and imagine if, say, okay, so imagine an illusion of this person called Father Christmas that people fabricate and lie to their children, and we create this whole loop and this whole system of slaves getting up, going to work, to pay bills, to keep things going, to save into clubs, to pay the bills, to keep the TV licence going, to keep the British broadcasting going, which I love to not have an interrupted movie, by the way. I love no adverts. However, it shouldn't have been going all the way to Jimmy Savile, who we've never dealt with the situation of everything that Jimmy Savile did. It's all been brushed under the cover. Everyone's being distracted by what's going on in everything else. People don't want this uncovered. People can't tell the difference between United Nations, which was set up for peace and ally, who actually talk about fighting about things and never learned anything from Mother Teresa, who said, do not fight me to an anti-war rally. Be pro-peace and I will be there, even if she was one motherfucker. Now, at the end of the day, was she raped and pillaged by the soldiers? Probably. Was my grandfather's, my granddad, as in my granddad, as in my dad's dad? I don't really know my other family generation because I only ever raised with nan, granddad. I didn't have great-grandparents around. I was only ever raised with nan, granddad, mum, dad, uncles, aunties, cousins, right? So I wasn't raised with generations and generations of my family, and we certainly weren't a united front where I had my dad, my mum, my granddad's behind, and everything was like that. I am what is considered a dysfunctional family. I am what is considered a extended family. I am what's considered a doodah family. However, I am the only child of the bloodline of my mum and my dad. Everybody else is considered a half breed. I call them my brothers and my sisters. Other people call them my half brothers and sisters. I really don't like that. I find it quite offensive because to me they have the same connotation of being my brother and my sister. Even though they don't treat me as a brother and sister, they treat me as nothing more than a half caste. So at the end of the day, the Bible, now funny enough, this Bible is actually from when I was with Stephen. And I wrote Kellie Thompson. I never became Kellie Thompson, but this was a present from Stephen. And obviously we wrote down Ian Stephen Thompson. And his date of birth, the 5th of November, 5th of November. Why do you think I kick off on 5th of November? It is my children's father's birthday. So anyway, then you got Kellie Ann with a complete blank name. However, I am actually Kellie with a Y in my father's name. Everything else to that becomes a lie. 17th of the 5th, 78. And then I'll keep that out because obviously that is Stephen's son. And then Liam, and then Daniel. And then we hadn't had Aaron and Faith when he brought me this. Just to show you how beautiful this Bible is, by the way. Beautiful Bible. Absolutely beautiful Bible. But it was about rape, murder, pillage. This is from, you know, the Lamb. And this Bible here is actually from, if I remember rightly, it's from, so what is classed as the Holy Bible, containing the Old and New Testaments, and a word I can't quite say. And then obviously it's Oxford printed. And this is printed in Great Britain. And I can find, where's the year, Lord? Lord, reveal me the year of this Bible. Where's the Lord of this Bible? The Most High and Mighty Prince James, by the grace of God, kings of Great Britain, France, Ireland, defenders of the faith, etc., the translators of the Bible, the translations, the translators. So hence why I say we need translators of the Bible. Wish grace, mercy, and peace through Jesus Christ our Lord. So this was about the Old Testimony, right? I'm not here to preach. I'm not here to evangelist. I'm not here to do any of this. I am one of the worst people who, when it has come to the Bible, I have had my own things was he lay down in the hand of the Bible. The picture that I didn't put up, So anyway, all this aside, people need to understand that there is a difference between United Nations, there is a difference between NATO, there is a difference between Davos, there is a difference between Portsmouth Skater Group, there is a difference between London Skater Group, there is a difference between McDonald's in London to McDonald's here. They're called franchises, yeah? And they're all either under a brand. So everyone sits under a brand. So basically, I could literally now, and I am actually doing it. I'm just limping a minute because my ankle's just gone out. What do I mean by my ankle's just gone out? As I've just shown you, I'll show you how my ankle's just done the same. So if you imagine what goes on in my fingers, then imagine it going on in every joint in my fucking body. Hence why I said I'm in layers. So I'm in my, which on the back says my joints go out more than I do. So anyway, a lot's happened since I last spoke to you because I've had a little bit of a flip out over me not feeling part of anything at the moment and just feeling like I just don't fit in the world. Yes, I have suicide battles. Yes, people know I do this. Yes, people know I go through it. I'm diagnosed with borderline fucking personality, for fuck's sake, on my documents that everybody's got. So what I find really funny about this is that people know this, right? So whether it's right or wrong, whether somebody is diagnosed with borderline personality, what borderline personality is basically somebody who probably only knows parts of themselves, but not whole of themselves. If we're doing this by colour, then we would pick up the colour brown. Yeah? So it's not necessarily the people that walk around in the black. It's the people that walk around in the black, in the brown, but it's not necessarily the people that know their own colours, right? Now, as I say, bipolar, you can use dopamine, serotonin, so don't say, I don't know what I'm talking about, I do. It's the difference between the demons that you're dealing with. So when I'm talking about demons, you all listen to Eminem, you all understand demons, you all listen to music, and you all get it, yeah, and you listen to the lyrics and you'll listen to Angels in Robbie Williams and you all go, yes, angels and the demons and the angels and the demons. But then you'll go into your mobile phones and you'll get up with your normal day and you'll go to work and you forget that there are angels and demons and angels and demons, and there's this big battle that's going on, yeah. And unfortunately, it's a war that I choose not to be involved in, just like I decided not to go over even as part of the thing. But I will stand my ground here in the UK when the time comes with what I've got to get involved in here. When you are a director of a company, a director is a man-made thing. It's something that companies houses, chooses you to be a public limited company. It's about where your insurance policy is and where you choose for your business. Business and politics don't mix, right? Why is business and politics separate? Business and politics is completely separate for a reason, because business is a private sector company that has overseeded and overpowered government, right? So we're not dealing with government necessarily being the problem. Government has no money. Government is broke. Government is bankrupt all the way around the world. Government is bankrupt. The federal system, bankrupt. Everybody bankrupt. Everybody bankrupt. They just haven't filled out their forms because they're worried how it's going to affect their visas, right? Why would it affect their visas? It would affect their visas because if you've got a bankruptcy order against you, you can't travel into certain countries. If you have got any criminal offences, you can't travel into any countries. Here in Great Britain, the irony, I don't know what the airports are like now, because since Bulgaria, I haven't been through them, and that's since Elijah was about 7 months old. Elijah, 7 months old, yeah? Let's get this right, just in case anybody turns around and goes, oh, Kellie was in Bulgaria when Liam was 7 months old, yeah? Let's get this all correct, yeah? Because if you get things incorrect, yeah? If you put things on paperwork and you write them in stone and you get them incorrect, it comes under common law, but it also seeks in statute law. And this is where we get them all. And it's called misfeasance in public office. It basically, the difference between misfeasance, non-misfeasance, and misfeasance, non-misfeasance, and malmisfeasance is one, say somebody wrote on paperwork that Elijah went to Bulgaria when he was 7 months old. And that is correct. Proceed. But if somebody had written that Liam had been to Bulgaria when he was 7 months old, that is incorrect. And what that does is that creates a false memory. Say I die and my legacy is left and people get paperwork and they read all this stuff and there's an incorrect information and Liam goes, oh, when I was 7 months old, I went to Bulgaria. And I'm not around to go, hey, Liam, no, you didn't go to it. That's incorrect information. Actually, it was Elijah. Do you remember I said there's photographs? If you go back to my crack book, you'll be able to actually identify on my social media when I went to Bulgaria. I think the delay in the date, because we didn't post live because we didn't have phones and all that technology and blah, 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 blah. So there is a discrepancy in the dates. So even if you saw the dates, that wouldn't be the actual correct date. But would it make a difference, and why? Yes, of course it makes a difference. Now, Your Honour, the social workers and the barristers and the CAF officers and everybody involved and all the support workers and everybody know that this information is incorrect, but they're not willing to omit it or edit it out. And already you've created a false memory in people and a false allegation. But hang on a minute, but this is not law. This is not criminal. This is just a civil matter. But then we come to a civil matter and then we come down to money. It's 150,000 to bring a full-blown case and the whole time that it takes, blah, 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 blah. The peasants, the lower class, and some of the working class can get legal aid. But even if you get your compensation, 80% of that goes to legal aid and the rest then gets taken out of your benefits because you've now got money. Hence why people don't bother. And what they don't realise is how all of these pins and all of these pieces of misfeasance, which is basically incorrect information held in your name, one day comes to bite you up the ass. And it could just be that you're walking down the street and the police are out looking for somebody who's got a red coat on, and you get pulled over because you got a red coat, but you've got this history. You've got this tick sheet. You've got these boxes on you, and you're going, yeah, but that's not true. But you never, ever corrected it at the time that it needed to be corrected, and then it becomes a problem. Now, when I got to Save the Family, that's all I was trying to do. I was trying to get to the bottom of why was I being treated as a liar and attention seeker. Well, I know why I was being treated as a liar and attention seeker. Also, when you tell a child and you stand into court. Now, when I stood in court and had my children taken, and I think this is really, really fucking important and fundamental in the whole process of multi-agency frameworks, and how that they really do need retraining. And you really can retrain them in this. So, Ms. Cottam, I believe that you were sexually abused when you were 3 years old, potentially up to the age of 11, and then gang raped when you were 11. How many people even know what experiences they've been through as a child? How many people does it take? Do you know what pisses me off about psychology forms and going for therapy? They give you a piece of paper and it says, have you ever been through? Have you ever been through? Have you experienced this? Have you done that? Have you done that? Do you know how long it takes therapists to get this information out of people? Do you know how long it takes people to unlock regressed memories? Do you know what people have to go through the barricade to deal with the pain and confusion, sometimes false memories, sometimes the two correct memories, sometimes they live in trauma of these memories, okay? Now, anyway, this piece of paper explains to me why I've struggled my entire fucking life. And unfortunately, it's my mother I've got to take to court again. Because it's my mother. This is a piece of paper and it's always really evident. Now, I do believe that my mum would have said this. I do believe that my mother would have spoke this way about me. I do believe that it would have all come to this. So anyway, Daphne informs members that she's contacted Dr. Holt and called another meeting. Don't know fuck who Daphne is, but she called a meeting and they decided that I had to go and see the psychiatrist again. And Miss Braithwaite, which was my head mistress of it, was in agreement of this. Daphne asked if there was a problem with Kellie coming home late. So all there is whether I am coming home late, and all of a sudden it's fucking nightmare. Boom, 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 boom. My mum lies on this and says that actually she picks me up from school. But I actually had a bike that I rode to school and padlocked to school, and there's evidence of this because my bike got missing, and actually there's even police reports of my bike going missing, locked up from school, yeah, which would actually counteract the fact that my mum claims that she picks me up from school every day because we live miles away, when actually I bike to and from school. Occasionally, if she would pick me up, and occasionally Trevor, if he was nice cars, would occasionally pick me up. But originally I walked, then my mum got me a bike. My mum whinged about getting up in the morning to take me to walk, funny enough, hence why she projects on everybody that it's me that doesn't want to get up in the morning to take her kids to school. Actually, it was my mum who never wanted to get up to take me to school, and actually on one occasion when I was at Bohunt, I had to drive about an hour to get to me to school, hence why she moved me to another school. So anyway, it is my mother that says in here, Miss Forrester, who is obviously Miss Wood, I told you she changed her name. She got married eventually. Replied no, because they live in a secluded area. Kellie has to be picked up. Kellie's problem is lying with stupid lies, but there is no proof she's lying. Hence why then my headmaster, when I've actually told people, and I wasn't actually telling people what was actually going on. I was trying to ask people how not to get pregnant, mate. I didn't want to get pregnant. I got these cocks coming around me, mate, and they want to fucking ram their penis in my fucking vagina. Luckily, when I was a little bit of a kid, his penis was a little bit too small, but it got bigger and they hurt. And children aren't meant to take the size of a penis into a vagina. And babies are not designed for this. A baby didn't come out of a mother's womb to sit that vagina onto father's penis. And father's penis is not to be seated into that baby's anus, and it wasn't designed that way. However, there is a witch doctor philosophy that believes that this is true, and they believe that if you have been contaminated with the virus AIDS, and AIDS has been going on for a very, very, very long time, they believe that if you have sexual contact with an innocent is any child under the age of 3, that you will be healed of the demons, said AIDS, right? And they teach this, and people go out and they do this. And then there are actually people in this world that actually breed children for the potential of doing this. Just as there are people that have women, just like cows, yeah? So you want milk on your Asda shop. So there are cows kept in little things and they're strapped in little spaces like this, and they're fucked and they're pregnant, and then they rape them for the milk, yeah? So that goes on. And then, unfortunately, there is this systematic philosophy that exists in this world that if you want to get anywhere in the music industry, in big jobs, in all of this stuff, that you got to do this and bend over, and you've got to take it. And every single person who has got to some form of success position will at one point have to admit that they had to bend over, take it, loosen a button, sit on some boss's ass, do something that they didn't want to do. And even if it wasn't sexually, it certainly would have been morally, it certainly would have been physically, and it certainly would have been ethically. And this is how corruption breeds. Corruption breeds when people knowingly, intentionally do something that is against the ethics, boundaries and guidelines. So we talk about social distancing. Hey, stay away. Hey, stay away. Hey, walk away. Hey, ignore this person. Don't talk to strangers now. Don't talk to strangers. Don't talk to strangers now. Don't. But we don't talk about what we do and can do. And fact is, not everybody is going to understand, yeah? Not everybody is. But I do. This is the box from 2010 as I start pulling it out. And this is all the stuff that I picked up over the time. Oh, I've lost the page. This is what I mean about people. Oh, there we go. So, and this is what we are no longer part of. Okay? But all human beings are born free, equal in dignity, 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 and rights. They are endowed with the reason and conscience and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood and sisterhood. Dignity. Dignity. All of them. You can go on and read. We, the British people, have no fundamental. We don't have anything like America. And here's the big one. This is what I want to prove everything to you. Roadmap. Just going to put you down for a second while I prove this to you. Just for those that don't know, I'm opening up the boxes that I've been trying to go through. Here you go. You ready? Roadmap 2025. Achieving disability equality by 2025. And I wrote enabled. And this was the steps and strategies, okay, for 2025. Office of Disability. Cabinet Office. Department of Business, Innovation and Skills, Community and Local Government, Home Office, Department of Work and Pension, Department of Culture and Sport, Department of Schools, Children, Schools and Families, HMS Treasury, Department of Health, Department of Transport, Ministry of Defence. And it is stamped under this for the UN, right? So 2025, children's outcomes, communication, discrimination, the Disability Discrimination Act 205 and the ratifications of the UN Conventions 209 promote civil rights for a disabled person. Quality Bill streamlines and strengthens discrimination legislation, making Britain a stronger, fairer place. The Hate Crime Action Plan is implemented. So the people who do that website, this is what they're going to prison under, right? So then you've got employment, and this is where I was. Health, housing, independent living, justice system, social, leisure, social and cultural activities, living standards, participation, post-19 education training, social care, transportation, and then it's all around here. And now if you actually have a look, where's the health? This is where it links to the vaccination somewhere. So this is all part of the same stability for 2025, which is now 2030, and then on into 2050 with a greater plan. Okay, so this was a roadmap. We are working towards equality for disabled people by 2025. I can't find the date for this, but this is my 2010 box. Okay, so all this here. So the front cover is missing, but I can show you. That was the Sydney one, so that's Donald Trump on the front, Robert Kawasaki, Anthony Robbins. This one had Richard Branson on the front. I've not got any of my notes in this, right? So this one was... So this is how we work. So this is Singapore. And then obviously these are the two that, you know, I went and I said, go and mix business and pleasure. They said it wouldn't work. So obviously you go Australia, Malaysia, International, United Kingdom, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Taiwan, Germany, Spain, Italy, Netherlands. Oh, you know who that is. That's Blair Singer. Right, so here we go. So it was Sir Richard Branson. Yeah, the world's most famous entrepreneur and founder of Virgin Group. National Achievers Congress 2011. Yeah, that's not the one I crewed. That's the one I was at. Anthony Robbins, Led Sword and Sugar, T-Vec Ecker, Blair Singer, Greg Zecker. These two were the ones that helped me. Kevin Green, Tom Hu. Yeah, like I said, I already know these people you're bringing to me, yeah? I already know them there, that day. Andy Harrington, Adam, Simon, John Lee, yeah? And there's Joseph, who said, ignore their paperwork and focus on showing you. Right, so then we've got action to coaching. All of these people. NABO. This is the one. NABO, behind everything. It's not NATO, this is NABO. That's Jonathan J. Yeah, NLP. Right, so then you have a timetable of events, yeah? So, National Achievers Congress, Train the Trainer, National Achievers Congress with TUMP, which was 2011. That was in Sydney, Australia. Business Mastery I was at. I crewed these ones by then. I haven't got any of my notes in this one because I needed a clean book. Okay, so basically I've got one with all my notes in. The Z factor. Okay. And this is affiliates. This is why I'll make up to 60% commission. Affiliates. Jonathan J. I guess I didn't rob a bank. I guess I didn't rob a bank, live in the States, start over again. No? Define your goals. Personal performance. And then this one is 2000 and... 2000 and... Why are you here? Okay, so obviously finding myself, person, certainty, finding my blueprint to get the most out of myself, to find out why I am here right now, find out what I hate, what I don't want in my life, what I do like, what I want to learn more about, to build a picture of myself, right? So obviously I have got, I was with Stephen here, so he'd written that, I'd written that, which was really like, fuck off and leave me to get on my work, and you're not actually meant to sit. That was the day he threw the coffee over me. So basically, these are your 4 primal needs: certainty, knowledge, it's this word knowledge, uncertainty, variety, significance, connection, growth, contribution, one force of physiology, focus, language. So anyway, wrap through all of this stuff. Obviously, I did all of the stuff. I certainly got into all of the secret stuff, as you can tell. I've ripped stuff out. Obviously, I very much, you know, that's the secret gratitude book. In here, I have all of the evidence and stuff for my contracts to do. Obviously, I've got my protocol. Challenge Britain. All the stuff to do with what collagen was about. And this was obviously products. And Green Magic. So this is all 2010. All my business bits in there. Protocol. Barclays stuff. Protocol folders. And I've got a contract with Jonathan J somewhere for how he was mentoring me. My thoughts protected by the Lord Jesus Christ, our King. And then this is a CD, did Musicians for Homeless. And I have a green folder, 2 green folders. And this green folder is there. So basically that's me with my 4 kids in the paper. I wrote down everybody that's to do with here. So that's David William, the Chief Executive of Portsmouth. You need to do this. So Director of Children's Services and their email, Chief Executive of Portsmouth, Flick Drummond, blah, 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 blah. So, right, here's the letter. I have now, this is basically to Sarah Sweeney at Children's Safeguarding, but because they do one, it doesn't get put in every other letter. I have now had the opportunity to review Miss Cotham's medical notes and spend a long consultation with her, establishing the details of her past medical history. As you know, she is approximately 7 months pregnant with her unborn and is subjected to child protection plan. Miss Cottam has a confirmed, so fuck off you cunts that rape me. Miss Cottam has a confirmed diagnosis of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. This causes laxity of strong tissues, including the ligaments which support her joints, but also includes structures of her trachea windpipe. It is a recognised cause for a variety of musculoskeletal aches and pain, and in her case was undiagnosed for a considerable period of time. Diagnosis was confirmed by 2 professors of rheumatology and is not in doubt. This gives each of her children a 50% chance of being affected. She tells me her oldest son has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and her second child may well have had it, but it is not currently diagnosed. Actually, Liam is diagnosed. I've already read that out to you. One of the consequences of her EDS is that she may experience a sudden onset pain caused by changes in position of her joint. She tells me that prior to her diagnosis of EDS, she had frequent attender of A&E. She believes that one of the reasons she has come into contact with mental health professions in the past is because of A&E departments have been unable to diagnose her symptoms and have thought that she must have psychosomatic elements to them. But what she says, I suspect that the anger and frustration she felt at experienced genuine symptoms after failing to have them recognised as a genuine pathology probably also contributes to concerns over her mental health at the time. The respect of her pregnancy, I suspect she would consider as high-risk pregnancy. She has an increased likelihood of experiencing musculoskeletal pain and has symptoms of premature labour and also postpartum hemorrhage as previous pregnancies. She is currently under the care of Mr. Gina's consultant obstetrician at Queen Alexandra Hospital. Ms. Cottam explains that the first contact she had with social services was in the context of requesting help to manage her children in the event of admission to hospital. She feared there would be potential that she would need to be in hospital and that her children may need care during this time. She describes a series of interactions with social services, having made the request, which seems to escalate to the point that her two younger children were taken away from her. From her perspective, the clinical picture with respect to her youngest children suggests that they also have EDS, and in way she would use to lift and handle them was modified due to concerns over, for instance, dislocating her shoulder if they were lifted by their arms. Changes everything to do with what was said in the paperwork, okay, to take Aaron and Faith. She believes, and it's in the evidence in here, she believes that this in combination with some language that she used inadvisedly while they were being accessed was pivotal to the discussion to removing her children. To her, it seems that due to the general lack of knowledge about EDS amongst the medical profession, she has been unfairly labelled with mental health problems, and the way in which she lifted her children was misinterpreted as abuse. Fact. Ms. Cottam remains very angry about the removal of her children and says that she has learned to forgive those involved. She is also involved in campaigning against forced adoption, not against, and also become something of an She feels that she now manages her symptoms of EDS better than she had able to do in the past. I put it to her that everyone involved in the care of her children would have the best intentions despite the outcome. She seemed to accept this despite her regret about what happened. Having had a long conversation with her, she came across as calm, rational, and a good insight into what has happened in her life up to this point. Right, sorry, devil don't like it, mate. 2 secs, come back. And then I'll finish. She would detailed account of her medical problems and interaction with social services up to the point. She was moved to tears recalling the day her children were taken away, but was able to continue to construct conversation. She remained fairly understandably fearful that her unborn child may be removed from her. She accepts the need to work with social services to show that she will be able to care for her baby. We await the outcome of the psychological assessment, but in my impression, she is not suffering from any significant mental illness. And that's a doctor, that's my GP, who's left. I could understand a lot of the feelings and anger and frustration that she's felt on the basis of her life history so far. I hope and expect that social services will be able to support her with the upbringing of her. Don't like evidence and facts, do they? Run, devil, run, devil, run, devil, run. Given her previous history of hang on a minute. I am concerned that the next meeting is not scheduled to take place until the 19th of July. This is how much social give a shit about the babies, yeah? This is the meeting. This is the core meeting held on the 19th of July. I'm usually down in London on the 19th of July, you know this, yeah? And it was also my due date, which she says is only a few days before expected to deliver. Given her previous history of premature labour, I wonder whether it would be a sensible thing to move this meeting forward, in the event over the concerns over child protection were. Seriously, fuck off, you cunts. Seriously, you people that sabotage, mate, you're going to hell. You're going to hell. You think you're going to take your royals with you. You're going to hell. I think it would be vitally important. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, vitally important that Miss Cottam's life history thus be considered in the content of delaying diagnosis of EDS in her case, possibly in the case of her 2 adopted children. I think an understanding of the difficulties she has faced thus far and the problems she continues to experience would be important. Then it comes to reaching an objective and fair decision. And then it says, I'll be leaving the practice in the next few days, so would appreciate further correspondence could be directed to Dr. Elizabeth Shepherd, and she is fully aware of the situation. And that was Brenda Hayes, and I never ever got an appointment. So, that shut that down. Everything was normal, and it's the people online that have then caused what are known as ICS single statutory assessments. They caused that. Imports. And there you go. And then from there, I've got to take 3 weeks out of my life to go and have rehabilitation. Yeah. How? Yeah. Mother in relation to Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. This was the original one that was done on Aaron and Faith. Yeah. Which fucked up with Flintshire. It was about me going into hospital. Yeah. There was all my children. New baby, daughter. Yeah. And then it's all fucked up, mate, because of these cunts that then go, oh, EDS is the easiest condition to claim to have. So basically, and then I've got more folders, more stuff. I've got to basically put all this together with evidence and proof of absolutely everything. And my own stuff currently. So I've had all the money people at the door this morning, funny enough, but they've been really lovely. Bailiffs are cunts, but debt management people are lovely. And obviously I've had everything shut down, as I showed you. So when they're going on about, oh, Kelly's had videos shut down, the video that I had shut down was the video of me showing you setting up self-employed, running with it, the newspaper article, and then being handed the Flintshire County Council business card, ring between these hours, we've got your kids. So anyway, I'm here now. This is where I am. It's 2022. And, 2020, 2025. Where will I be in 2025? I won't have high heels on, I can tell you that. My ankles can't quite take it, so I won't have high heels on. So let's start being a normal woman, yeah? What am I going to be wearing in 2025? See you later.